Hello, everybody. Hopefully you're tuning in to learn about a couple of really easy recipes using pre-grass-fed beef. I'm Elaine Magee, a registered dietitian, been a nutrition expert for WebMD.com for 10 years, performance wellness dietitian for Stanford University, worked with some athletes for 5 years. All kinds of other stuff. Basically means I'm older. I've had 30 plus years in the profession. Recently, I've been contributing to an Instagram I call @TheRecipeDoctor. There's also a Facebook page called The Recipe Doctor. And the motto of The Recipe Doctor is to find the happy place between delicious, healthy, and easy. And truly, that is my passion. And I post like times a week, usually a video once a week. So tune in. And then Eat Pre is the name of Pre's Instagram and Facebook. So tune in for them too. Anyway, today I'm going to be demonstrating 2 specific recipes that I think are family friendly, kitchen friendly, taste bud friendly, quarantine kitchen friendly, the whole gamut. One's going to be a 50% plant Italian style meatball, and the other one is a sheet pan beef fajitas. Now, for the meatball, we're using the pre-ground beef. That's 5% fat, super lean. It's already in my mixer. And the sheet pan, we're going to be using their top sirloin steak. But I also want to show you how cool these packages are. They come to you like that, and you can rip them off, super easy, stick them in your freezer. You can see the back. The other cool thing is the corners peel, so that's how you open it up. You don't have to stab it with a knife and potentially hurt yourself. So easy to work with these and so lean. Look at this. So generally, grass-fed beef is going to be leaner, lower in fat than regular beef. And these are all, I should say, grass finished. So grass-fed from start to finish. And grass-fed beef is going to have more CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, an essential fatty acid. It counts as an omega-6. But what I love is they have more omega-3 fatty acids, a lot more than regular beef. So I'm an earth-minded flexitarian. That's a term I like to use to describe myself, which means I enjoy vegan, vegetarian dishes. And when I have beef, I generally have grass-fed beef. So this is amazing to me. So let's dive into the recipes. This is for the meatball. I'm starting with my pound of ground beef. Now, here's where your 50% plants are coming from. Here's an 8-ounce container of sliced mushrooms. I just ran it through a mini food processor. But if you don't have one, you could just chop the heck out of it and get it like that. Dump it into your bowl. We've got a 10-ounce package of frozen chopped spinach. I've just thawed it, squeezed a lot of the moisture out. So it's going to be I'm going to get my dark leafy greens in here as well. Oh, and another point, if people don't like mushrooms, sometimes it's the texture that's bothering them, but the process of processing it like this and chopping it and blending it with this wonderful grass-fed beef eliminates the texture problem. And the mushroom's going to release moisture as it bakes and cooks, and it has these amazing umami characteristics to it. So not even to mention all of the other plant compounds it has that are amazing. Now I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of panko crumbs. You can leave it out if you want to stay gluten-free. You can add matzo meal, you can add whatever you want, but just a 1/4 cup. And then 1/2 cup of Parmesan. And 1 beaten pastured egg. See, I'm telling you, I'm earth-minded, even on my egg purchase. And when you get the pastured eggs, the yolks are a lot more yellow because it's going to have a lot more of those carotenes. Same actually goes for grass-fed beef. they're eating the grass. The grass has more carotenes, including beta carotene. And so their fat is going to have more carotenes in it, which is a little bit why maybe it looks a little pinkish, or the fat you might see is a little bit more yellow. That's from that quality. Now, the last thing is the spice blend. It's parsley, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, some smoked salt. Now, I like to use smoked salt because I find it has a lot more flavor, so I can get by with less. And I'm putting it in a mixer like this. I'd rather do this than use my hands, but if you go for it, if you want to use your hands, I'm not stopping you. But the mixture just kind of does a really good job. And you have two options with this recipe. You can put it in a nonstick fry pan with a little bit of olive oil and cook it up. And I gotta admit, those are a little bit prettier. So I think if you're doing like an appetizer, I would go that route. But the easier way, in my opinion, which is what we're gonna do today, is to bake them. So I'm literally gonna take my cookie scoop like this, and then I'm gonna put it right here on the pan. I put a little cooking spray on there, but put the flat side down. You're gonna do this, get the whole pan worth this. This recipe makes quite a lot of meatballs, but I'm just gonna show you quickly kind of how to do it. And then I like to give it a last spray before I pop it in the oven. But then you bake it off. You just kind of fix it, forget it, put it aside, and it bakes in like 20 minutes, I want to say, 20, 25. And then I want to show you, since it makes so much meatballs, you can freeze them. Like put some in a freezer bag, stick them in your freezer, and then what an easy weeknight dinner to come home to. Just put them in your refrigerator to defrost that way. And here's the really cool thing about this recipe is it's one meatball, yes, but it can turn into 5 different types of entrees or appetizers or lunch meals just based on the sauce you're pairing with it and how you serve it. So I've got my 5 sauces back here to remind me to talk about it, but you can obviously put it with a marinara and have it with pasta. You can cut them in half and have them as topping on pizza and flatbread, go that route. You can serve it with pesto as an appetizer or a sandwich or your pizza flatbread topping, yes. Gravy, whatever your favorite gravy, and then it can become kind of a Swedish meatball kind of dish. It's delicious. It's my daughter knows I'm doing this today and kind of said, can we do it with gravy? I'm like, okay, so that's one way to do it. And then sweet and sour sauce as an appetizer, serve it with that. Barbecue sauce, also a great appetizer. Oh, and then meatball sandwich. You can do it with the marinara, the barbecue sauce, and do a meatball sandwich. So a lot of ways to use your meatballs, more than you may have thought. All right, now we're moving on to the sheet pan beef fajitas. So I went ahead and cut the top sirloin into like 1/4 inch thick slices. And the top sirloin is kind of the right, I mean, you could just go this way since it's kind of the right width, I guess I would call it. And so, use the big bowl like this. And then we've got 2 tablespoons of canola oil, but use whatever oil you want. And 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, right? Putting it in there, getting this like all massaged with the yummy, kind of coating the meat nicely. And I can smell the garlic. Now I've already sliced 2 bell peppers, and I like to change up the colors. We all need some color in our life. And then a medium onion cut in half and then sliced. And you can do this ahead of time. You can even do the mixing that I'm doing right now in the bowl in the bag. You can even mix it all up, stick it in the bag in your fridge, and cook it off the next day. So that's what I just did with that guy over there. So then you just kind of dump it into your bag or bowl in my case, And you're going to get it nice and coated. Now, normally I would get my hands all up in here because that's really how you massage everything in. But I'm going to try to finish this without really needing to wash my hands. And I've got the spice mixture. We're just going to sprinkle it on and then kind of massage it in. Now in here, we've got chili powder, ground cumin, coriander, smoked paprika, smoked salt again, and some black pepper. So that's it, but I'll tell you, the flavors come together really nicely. So you can see it in. Again, normally I am in there with my hands massaging because what I'm trying to do is get all the flavors evenly distributed, using that, just that 2 tablespoons of oil to nicely coat everything, just like that. Now, when it's all blended nicely, you would get a nice half sheet pan like this. I like to line it in parchment, but you can use foil, just because, gosh, easy cleanup. Spray it, I just do a little quick spray with a cooking spray, and then you just spread it all out. And now the trick is making sure all your meat slices are separated, that they all have this nice bed of peppers and onions that it's laying on. And it's baking off in about 20 minutes too, at 400 degrees. Both of them were about 20 minutes, 400 degrees. And it's beautiful. And here's the thing, you can obviously serve it as a fajita. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? So you can, I forgot, I'm supposed to show you how to finish it off. I like to put some, this is a key lime, but just take some lime, get some lime over the top, and then some freshly chopped cilantro. Kind of finish that off. And then serve it as a fajita, obviously with whatever tortilla works for your family. That's what I mean by family friendly. All of these recipes can be gluten-free. They can be served like on cauliflower rice and brown rice, for example, and be a fajita bowl. I definitely love serving it with avocado, which is why I've got it here. This is like one of those net carb tortillas. This is, you know, a nice corn tortilla. So serve it as a fajita bowl. Serve it as a fajita with whatever tortilla your family likes. You can also do fajita nachos. And that's, you know, you would get whatever chips you want, whatever cheese you want, and then literally, you know, break the meat up into smaller pieces if you want, and then just microwave it. And that's a really great way to use the fajita leftovers. So let's see, what else have I missed? More omega-3s, more antioxidants from carotenes. Oh, and I just feel like grass-fed meat, because it's so much lighter in calories and fat and saturated fat, it's kind of playing into some of the messaging in the new dietary guidelines that just came out. One of the guidelines specifies focusing on meeting food group needs with nutrient-dense foods and beverages and staying within calorie limits. So I believe grass-fed beef really helps you do this because as you do these grass-fed leaner cuts, you are going to get, you know, richer in protein and many important nutrients like iron and vitamin E, things like that. So let's see, the recipes will be available at eatpre.com, so EATPRE.com. Also in the link below, you can see where Pre is available, and it is available direct to your door through Pre's website. So thanks for joining me. I hope you had some fun. I certainly know I did. And happy Friday. Enjoy the weekend. And thanks for tuning in. Grass-fed fajitas, grass-fed meatballs. So easy.